Lukas used to have the worst garden that you could have seen.
Could have seen.
So he decided to get his fingers green.
His fingers green.
So he made a brand new series to stop all the questions and the queries. Is his garden good or bad? Well, it's the best damn one that he has ever had.
Lucas's back garden.
He does some seeding.
Lucas's back garden.
And some weeding.
Lucas's back garden.
The best thing is when the insects go in the compost bin and do their biz.
Lucas's back garden.
Yes, good morning, afternoon or evening and welcome to Lukas's Back Garden. Now then, coming up on today's show we've got... Yes?
Hi, how are you doing?
Yeah, good thanks. Oh, forgot to introduce you. This is Gareth and he's on work experience this week and I've just got him doing some little bits and bobs around the garden. And later on in the show I'll be assessing Gareth's work experience in a little interview. You right there, Gareth? So, well, let's just get on with the episode.
Ernest Gulbis let you take a peek at different creatures every week. A lot of time he has spent for Ernest Gulbis's weekly segment.
Yes, hello and welcome to Ernest Gulbis's weekly segment. Now then, this creature that we've got in this week is a little dog. I have a specially trained dog expert to prep me before I see this little creature. So here he is, this is Mr. David Platt.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. Now then, what sort of information do I need to know before, dealing with a creature such as a dog?
Well, today I've brought you a very small dog because you're a beginner.
Good. Yeah.
And his name is Ben.
Ben?
And
Right, yes.
all you've got to do is put this in front of you.
Yes.
Like, hold it above, and he'll just come, and he'll
He'll
be...
just come, will he?
Yeah, he's
Oh.
very obedient.
Right, well, if you go fetch him and then we'll see if this little treat works. Ben!
Go.
Ben! Ben! Oh, oh.
Go!
Oh, oh.
Go!
Yes, so that was a little, a little being not the operative word, dog. Now then, we'll see you next time on Ernest Gulbis's weekly segment. Bye.
For Ernest Gulbis's weekly segment.
And now, probably one of the most surreal segments ever shown on Lukas's Back Garden.
So, this is what being an extra on Lukas's Back Garden is like.
Oh, no, Russell, no fun at all. All I did last year was blow about in episode 2.
And you didn't exactly do a brilliant job of that, did you, Fern?
Oi, watch you! I may be lacking in blowing panache, but I can photosynthesize as well as the rest of them. You two've got a nerve! It's the hibernation period, and I've only just managed to get off to sleep when I hear you two bickering bipinates going at it just outside my tree. I nearly fell out of my trunk. Well, I'm very sorry, I'm really sorry, It's Cyril, the squirrel. And sorry isn't good enough. It might be a weekend job for you, but it's a way of life for me and my wife Cheryl, the squirrel. 15 long winters I've survived, and not one has gone past without some altercating aciculars one-upping each other.
Acicular isn't actually the name for leaf, it's just the shape.
If you don't pipe down, I'll stick you onto one of Michelangelo's statues, all right? I've got no nuts, so I'm not going to survive the winter now. You two keep bickering, and a woodpecker keeps pecking my head, literally. Let's go to Lukas's back garden for this year's hibernation, my wife said. Now look where it's got us. It's nearly been as bad as when we went abroad to the Brazilian rainforest in '96 and nearly ended up in a refill pad. Now keep the bloody noise down. Yes, now I've just managed to finish interviewing Gareth all about his work experience. So now we're going to have a look at the highlights from that interview
And I didn't only ask him questions about his work experience, but I also got to know the man behind the body. I don't know why I said that, but just play the interview. So, what sort of things have you been up to this week in the garden?
Well, the thing is, I find it quite hard to concentrate.
So you haven't actually helped that much then with the garden itself?
Well, no, but I think it's the taking part that counts, because I've been helping you, and having a good time, basically.
Okay, so what sort of things have you learned then while you've been in the garden?
I don't know, really, about bugs. I mean, you kind of second guess bugs, don't you? But you got to think, they've got big hearts. They might be small, but they've got big hearts. You learn new things every minute of every hour of every second of every day.
Was there anything you found quite difficult to do in the garden?
Not really. I think I'm not a boaster. Never have been a boaster, but I do think it does come naturally to me.
Okay, so Gareth, what's your favourite film?
Braveheart.
And why is
Definitely
that?
Braveheart. Because I don't know, it was like all to do with the French, one of the French and the English. And that Wallace fella, who was a French guy from Paris.
If you could describe yourself in one word, what would it be?
Precious. I'm precious to everyone that I know. And I'll always be helping people. And do you know what? I'm a diamond in the rough. Like I said, I don't like to boast, but I am.
Is there a particular quote or motto that you live by, Gareth?
Die another day.
Right.
Yeah, die another day.
Okay, any reason for that? Or
Not really. I just think it was the name of a Bond film, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Bond, so yeah. Die another day, innit?
If you could compare yourself to one thing in the garden, like a flower or a tree, what would it be?
I don't know. Probably the mud. Or actually, maybe the sun. Because you need the sun, don't you? Photocopy, whatever you call it, that thing. And you need that. The sun shining down on you. And I have got a big smile. So probably the sun, yeah.
And finally, Gareth, if there's one thing you've taken away with you after this week of work experience, what would you say it was?
Right, you promise you're not going to go mad or nothing?
No, go on.
I did steal a few flowers, but that was for me mum. And I will give them back, and I was always going to tell you that not a few, it's only a few flowers, there weren't nothing, the big ones or nothing like that, but I did take a few. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you, Gareth.
Okay, sorry about that.
There we are.
Okay.
My favourite clip in Lukas's back garden is when he sings the song Gift Wrap. It's in the 2011 Christmas special. I like it because the song and the lyrics are really catchy, and especially the tune. The video for the song is very funny and I enjoy watching it, especially the part when he puts the wig on.
My name's Darren, and my favourite episode of Lukas's Back Garden is where in the first series when he first hit a seagull with a snooker cue. It was so funny for me because his voice was so high and he was much younger at that time, and when he hit it, the seagull went flying.
Our favourite part of Lukas's Back Garden was the timber episode when Timber got a bit fat because he was emotionally depressed because somebody he loved didn't love him back. And so when he sang that song and found love, he ran around his garden dancing sexually with a tree and licking his cat. Yeah, that was our favourite episode. We do love Lukas's Back Garden. High five. Yeah.
Lukas used to have the worst garden that you could have seen.
Could have seen.
So he decided to get his fingers green.
His fingers green.
So he made a brand new series to stop all the questions and the queries. Is his garden good or bad? Well, it's the best damn one that he has ever had.
Lukas's back garden.
He does some seeding
Lukas's back garden.
and some weeding.
Lukas's back garden.
The best thing is when the insects go in the compost bin and do their biz.
Lukas's back garden.